Hey the tubes, Tootie back. This is Tales from the Booter. Right guys, yeah. What a fucking day. To be honest, not extensively massive or great in terms of what I got, but a few of the items are quite good, quite nice, well happy. Many tails, a little bit. Nothing outstanding though, to be fair. So, got bright and breezy, got there, walking around, absolutely fuck all. Jack diddly squat. Oh, fucking hell. Then I heard from another guy that what I call the lizard guys are there. I thought, oh fuck, it's game over. It's game over, man, it's game over! I think I picked up, what did I grab? Oh, a bit of Super Lester here. I think it's the first, was this the first thing I grabbed? I'm trying to think now. I think it was, you know. For £1.50. I seen a little sign, I thought, I'm having that. It's a little Pac-Man LCD. It's a remake. It's part of that, I'm sure it's part of the whole mug alarm clock range. But for £1.50, I thought, the kids will play that anyway. They'll have a bash on that. But yeah, it was like, oh, fucking hell, is it? I thought, fuck, there's no chance. It's fucking, it was bedlam. Fucking mayhem. So I was like, bollocks of this. Next thing I grabbed, I can't remember what it was now. I asked the guy, I said, oh, we got any games? Nah, ain't gonna think, mate, ain't gonna think. One fucking guy, right, ignorant bastard, I thought it was just me who was being a twat to. He pulled up, started unloading, and I just, you know, as polite as you can be, just sort of said, oh, don't suppose you've got it? No. So not like I'm asking for, I ain't got it. So you got nothing then? He went, yeah, I got nothing. What way for you fucking prick? I just thought he was being a knob, like, just to me. And then all set up, he was one of these guys that had all like new stuff, like, I don't know what it were, like, it's like electronics, but it was all newish kind of electronic stuff. And to be fair, I mean, there were a couple of fucking Aljunes or whatever you want to fucking call them, fucking illegal motherfuckers there. And they went to open something. They went, don't open it, don't open it, not allowed to open it. I just thought, do you know what, he's just a fucking prick anyway. So I didn't feel too bad after I've heard the knobhead. But I don't get what people are like that for. I really don't fucking understand that. Fucking makes my piss boil. Anyway, next thing, that was it. They were at the end actually. Oh, I grabbed this off a chap. He had his lad there. Again, I asked him if he's got any games. No. I went back a few minutes later. I seen this on the floor. Said, how much do you want for it? Went £1. It's a PSP Go component output. AV. Do you know what? I thought I'll grab that. If no one's interested, move it on. But it's official. If anyone's got a PSP Go or PSP N1000, allows you to obviously output high def TV. Quite useful actually. But yeah, so weren't a great deal of cooking at all. I was like, you know what, fuck. I mean, especially, to be fair, a little part of me was like, I wouldn't mind just saving me money a little bit, because I'd splashed out quite a bit on the pickles with Charles and stuff like that, and I thought, I could, to be honest, I'm not too fussed, I'm not going to go nuts. So, to be fair, there wasn't much to go nuts about. There's a guy who had a chip Wii, which is awfully done. I mean, the fucking chip was hanging out the back on a bit of masking tape. I think he had like Super Paper Mario, 2 other games. I said, oh, I'd take that one of the Saturday bundle, which I can understand. Thought fine, but no good to me. The guys there that I knew that collect Lego, give them the old bird, the old dear, who looks after me sometimes with games. Give the heads up for a few Lego sets I'd noticed. But it was like it was busy, but it was not busy for what kind of stuff that I was after. And it's sort of then, because the one I go to has like sort of 2 sectors, 2 sort of fields, and it went into the second field, and I thought maybe, because what happens is, I think what happens is you have a saturation level of buyers, us lizards, and when it goes to the other field, what happens is then it starts to disperse, because what you need is for the sellers to come up quicker than the people buying the stuff, and then you sort of get a chance, if that makes sense. And that kind of what happened a little bit. I hedged my bets, but I'll tell you that at the end, because although that was sort of towards that bit, but I'll tell you that that's obviously the best of it. Another chap though, youngish couple, went up and see him. He had a big van. And it actually wasn't fucking full. I thought might have a load of shit. When he opened the door, I asked him if he's got any games. He said yeah. And he opened the door and I expected to see like a wall of stuff, when they had like just the bottom was covered. But he had some PS3 games. I'll show you them. In very good condition. When I asked him how much, I thought I was expecting like £3 or whatever. And to be fair to him, it went £1 each, mate. And I was like, yeah, alright. And I took the ones that I didn't have. There was, I think he had every fucking FIFA up to like last year. I'm not that first. Some of these I think are alright, some probably maybe not. I'll give him a £5. So I've got 6 games. I give him a £5. He's like, yeah, it's sound. He didn't even blink an eyelid. So for £5, I've got Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. They're all complete. Discs are fine. This one I'm happy to get. LA Noire. Avatar the game. Another nice one to get is Tomb Raider Underworld. This one, I couldn't remember if I had it or not, but I thought, fuck it, for what works out, what, 75p? Call of Duty. This is what I mean, like PS3 games now, less than £1. 75p, you couldn't buy a SNES game for that now, even a shit one. This one, I'm pretty sure I've got, but I thought, fucking, this is, I remember this on the Dreamcast, this is a good time, this was, especially multiplayer, it's Virtual Tennis 3. So, I say, for a £5, I mean, they ain't gonna set the world alight, but I mean, I'm sure Virtual Tennis I've got, you know, but I could be fucking wrong. Could be wrong. What happened then? I conversed with the enemy. I conversed with the lizards. Tell you why. I'm not turned to the dark side before you panic. It was basically a series of events, like Lemony Snicket's. Told you about the sort of old dear. She's not that old actually, I shouldn't call her that. The lady of a certain age who she's all into the Lego and shit like that. And there's a lady there. Asked her like, "Look at them. Have you got any?" Blah blah blah. No. And I noticed she had these Lego things there. I've seen my mate before, the lady, and give her a heads up on some other Lego. And she come back, you know, she's quite nice, she's really nice. She said, "Oh, thanks for that, I appreciate it." I said, "No, don't worry. You know, you scratch my back and all that lot." So I've seen this Lego there, and I can see a few other people all hawking around it. I mean, I don't know fuck all about Lego. I'll tell you that much now. I mean, I like Lego. I used to have Lego as a kid, but I don't know any of the values or any shit like that. So this lady actually had 2 like little small box Star Wars things, and she had this big box, literally like fucking this big. It was like any Lego Sports or something. And I just happened to I asked her for the game. She said no. And I don't know what it was. Just something in my head. I thought, if these guys get it, you know, I feel bad because my mate hasn't had a chance. So I said, "Oh, how much is a Lego?" Yeah. So that one's £5. These ones are £8 each. The little Star Wars ones are £8 each. I thought, fucking hell, I don't even know if they're worth that. She said the Lego Sports ones are £5, and I thought, well, for £5, you know, that's not too bad if my mate wants it. Yeah, I'd always just give it for the value anyway. So I left the Lego ones, and I said, "Oh, I'll take the sports one." See my mate, said, "Oh, look, I got this because I thought, you know, there's people there that were after it, so I got it for you." She went, she said, "They don't sell well." She said, "Anything that's like Star Wars, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones or whatever, that's not too bad." She said, "The sports stuff doesn't go well." Fucking hell, I'm lumbered with this fucking Lego not paid for a fiver for. So I was like, fuck's sake, lugging this fucking thing around. I had no interest in it at all. And then, I say, the normal like lizard guys, he was there, he looked at the Lego, at the Star Wars Lego. I thought he'd bought it. So I bumped into, I'd seen him, seen the two lads, and went, said to him, oh, were you interested in this? And he was like, he looked a bit like weird, like, what? So all it is, I said, I got it from my mate, this lady, I know, that collects them, but she said she's already got it. So, you know, if you want it for what I paid, which is a fiver, and he was there when the woman said it, it's, you know, crack on. So I thought, fuck that. I'm not that proud not to fucking get rid of her, you know, get my money back. And he was like, yeah, like you. He was like a little bit, whatever, just chat to him. And look, you know, let's be honest, they're the normal guys, they're out to fucking make a buck. And he sort of thought, oh, yeah, sound, you know, sort of thing. And then the other guy who's with, the other lizard, he sort of rocked up. And we just sort of chatted a little bit. And he was all about this, that and the other. And he was one that bought the Super Nintendo that time, last week, the other week before. And I sort of said to him, I said, oh, that was the other thing. There's a guy that was selling an Atari 2600, had about 15 or so games. He said to the guy, the other lizard, he wanted 40 quid, said to me 35. He said to the other chap 35. But I said to the guy, I said, look, you know, I collect, that's what I do. I said, I don't need all the games, it was a Woody, I've got a Woody. He said, I wanted a couple of games, wouldn't split it. And to be fair to them, they went, oh, you should have, you know, I had loads of them, I had 100 of them, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So, but, on the other flip side of that, what they said to me was, they're getting out of the gaming scene, which I don't know how true that is. They'd said it to one of the other guys that I know, one of the other sort of regulars, if you like. They're just getting out of it. I don't know how true that is. We'll see. Maybe that's why they started chatting to me a bit. I don't know. Maybe they just thought, fuck it. They're gonna, I don't know what they're going to buy. Fuck knows. But I'm not convinced. I think there's too much what they perceive as profit still to be made there. But I don't know. So anyway, I bought some Lego and I sold some Lego for the same price within the space of like 15-20 minutes. But yeah, like I said, the guy that had the Atari, it was a battered box, probably about as battered as mine was, or mine is, should I say. There's a few titles in there, and I thought, you know, if he wants to sell them me for like maybe £2 each or whatever, I'll take a tenner's worth or something like that. Was not interested one bit. It's a classic reseller, as in like a trader, reseller, market stall type setup, which is a shame really. But there we go. Them's the breaks. Right, where do we go to next? A couple of randoms. I got a Sonic figure for 20p, I think it was. I've got one similar to this, but he hasn't got the old robotic arm. It's all like fully posable and all that sort of stuff. But I thought he'll sit on the shelf. He's small enough to sit on the shelf. The other ones. Now, I've seen this, and ordinarily I thought I would have known what it was, and I wouldn't really have been that too fussed about it. But then my mate, Rich King Retro, he put a video up, and I think he picked some of these up from a toy fair or something. Paid £1 each. Paid 20p for this guy. Recognised who it was straight away. There's no more of the figures there. If it's any good to anybody, let me know. It's old Bucky O'Hara, or Bucky O'Hara, or whatever you want to call it. It's got his cape. I don't know if there's anything else he comes with, I'm not sure. It looks like he must have something in his hands, but yeah. I thought 20p, why not? That's when you know you're struggling a little bit. There's a chap early in the day, if you like, who had a box of PlayStation stuff. He had a steering wheel, PlayStation, a PlayStation steering wheel, excuse me, and thank you to all them people that said bless you. Thank you again. Yeah, the PlayStation, steering wheel, literally a handful of games, and then half a box, not half a box, what's wrong? Yeah, the same amount of getting copies. But yeah, the particular item I was after. This is like I say, earlier on in the day. It was probably about fucking 6:30, which is quite late. And I asked him, I want £5 for that. Because no, actually, first he said I want to sell the whole thing as a lot, which I could understand. Oh, if I get rid of that, I can't sell. Bob, fuck off. And then I went back and seen him later on. It was still there. So I had a little chat with him. I said all about this particular item. I said, oh, you see, you still got it. I was like, yeah. Because everyone's interested, but everyone just, here you go, everyone walks back and goes, will do. He goes, why? Well, look, firstly, I sort of explained to him, like, basically the PlayStation was chipped. So you've got to tell people it's chipped. I said, it's chipped. I said, look, you've got copied games. There's a copied game in it. So for some people, that's quite a selling point, if you want to push it that way. So, alright. It was like, anyway, about this particular item, like, give them some pointers about the PlayStation, how to sort of sell it to people and that. So the steering wheel, fucking there to a penny, everyone's got a steering, not that bothered about it. So she wants to lower your price a little bit. And then he went, well, I was giving it anyway. So I thought, yeah, I just thought I'd make whatever I can off it. For fuck's sake. Anyway, I said, what about this particular item? Because will you do £3? He went, go on then, see how you help me out. So for £3, I got this, and I didn't get it for the PlayStation. I got it for what it said on the box. I don't know if I've got one of these, you know, already. I don't think I have. I think I've just got the PlayStation version of it. But it's in the box. It's a Predator light gun, as you can see. I'll put that there. It's for the Sega Saturn as well. So I thought, you know what, for £3 for a Saturn light gun, I love that. It's still sealed at one end. But yeah, popped it out. I mean, it's all fucking there, you know, everything. So what it differentiates is it's just got the little Saturn or PlayStation controller on it before. A bit of virtual cop. And it means I can leave my Saturn one in it where it is. £3. Full. I'll have that. You ain't gonna argue with that, are you? Right. Not much left now. The lizard guy. I shouldn't call him that. Well, he is a lizard anyway. Maybe he may be less of a lizard. He might start evolving to something different. I'm still calling him a lizard anyway, because you know what you're on about. He was at a van that had not long pulled up. Sort of squidged past a little bit, and because we've been conversing, I said, "Oh, what you eyeballed in anyway?" Oh, he says he got some PlayStation 1 games. And I left him to it. To be fair, left him to it, walked away, and did whatever. I went to a couple of rows, this, that, and the other. Blah, blah. Come back, and I could see he was in this box. So I sort of just, I wasn't being horrible. I didn't do a retro Dave and like and reaching. And there was fuck all there. He picked up some fucking dance game or something. And I said, "Oh, anything good?" He went, "Nah." He goes, "Unless you like dance games." I was like, "Nah, you're alright." He goes, "He wants 50p game." I think he bought the dance games actually for 50p. So I looked at the box and I thought, actually, the cases ain't that bad. For 50p, I need a couple of PlayStation cases. So if anyone wants any of these games, trade, swap, whatever, I don't fucking know. I don't need the games, but I've got Driver. I'm after the cases. I want the cases anyway. Football Manager 2001 and Driver 2. I did try to get the guy down to £1 because he heard me talking to him. I said, "Oh, I'll probably have a couple of cases." Still wouldn't have none of it. So that was that bit. Oh, that was it. That was this little sort of thing that happened. When I went to one guy, he had like the kids stuff, and I said to him, "Oh, and the old games, whatever." Because yeah, I'm sure I've got some DS games in here, or a DS. I said, "Alright." But weirdly enough, right, it's the first time it's ever happened to me. When I went up to him, I said, "Alright, mate." He went, "Alright." Put his hand out to shake my hand. I was like, "Alright," you know. And he was pulling all his stuff out and was just chatting, just chatting as he was just taking stuff out. I didn't ask him to sort of say, "Oh, I'll wait here till you find them." And we were just chatting away. And then the lizard guy comes up and went, "Oh, don't mean to interject, but have you, I did ask about the games first, and I was like, what? And they goes, oh yeah, someone had asked about the games. I said, what? I didn't know. I said, I just literally asked him, and we were just chatting, just about like car boots and kids and stuff like that. And then the guy was like, oh, I'm not that bothered. Honestly, I'm not first. I don't care. I'm not into it anymore. I told you that. I'm not that bothered. I thought, he went away and I said to the guy, I said, do you think he's still that bothered? He went, yeah. I was like, fucking hell, man, what can you do? But anyway, the guy didn't have anything. He didn't have any DS or anything, so it was all for now. But I thought, what nothing to say. It's kind of like having a go at me because he'd already asked before, but I didn't know he'd already asked. How am I supposed to know? It's a fucking guy selling stuff, not me. Right, last few things. Handful of top tip. Tootie's tip. I don't know what number it is. 7, 6, I don't know. Loaded a bunch of cables. What did I get? 1, 2. 50p each. I got me 1 DS, 1 SP, 1 3DS, and PSP charger. 50p each. Always look in the cable bundles. So maybe next week I might go up and might find a PSP with no charger, or a DS with no charger, or an SP with no charger. There you go. And say, always worth it. Right. One guy turned up really late. Must have been about 7:30. It was nearly all over by then. He was a nice chap. Chatted to him. I think he had his mate, who was a woman that was helping him out. He had a broken arm. That was it. Yeah, he had a broken arm. He only had one hand. I just said to him, got any games? She said, oh. He went, oh yeah. Shirley, have I got? Did you put that Xbox in there? She was like, obviously fucking running around like a headless chicken because he can't do anything. She's like, yeah, they're in here, and pulled out some carrier bag. And there were a few 360 games in there, a load of like generic DVD cases. Like, there are 2. Well, I actually don't think they were his kids. I think he went with his mate, this woman. So I dig through. I found a couple of games, and one of them I thought, actually, that's not too bad. Fucking, I'll show you in a minute. But I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So we were like, okay, we'll do this anyway. So I got this lot for £5, which is not bad, not bad. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now the discs, they're not the best. I think they're not badly scratched, right? So I've got that one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I need to work out which ones of these I've fucking got, you know. Again, not the best condition, probably not the worst you're ever going to see. Then I found this one. GTA 5, I thought, 4 rather. I thought, actually that's not bad. Opened it up. Fucking hell, all discs come flying out. So I've got Burnout Paradise. Call of Duty Black Ops, which is fucked, because I can see from the back. But the one I was after, to be fair, which has got loads of light scratches, but I'm pretty sure it'll work, is San Andreas on the Xbox. And he did say to me, he goes, oh look, because that one ain't got this, that and the other in it. Sort you out, like. And he sort of said about the console, he goes, oh yeah, I've got the original Xbox. And I thought he meant like the old black one. And initially I went, no, I'm alright mate. And then we were chatting about these and that, and he went, you should all look at the Xbox. He goes, it's got some controllers here. And I thought, actually, you know, the S controllers, some people want them, could do a trade, whatever. I thought, yeah, go on and have a look. Gets this like box out that it's stuffed in. It's not, it's a 360. But in the 360, to be fair to him, he goes, oh, it's been opened and messed about with. And I didn't click when he said that. And I opened the box, and then it's a 360. I thought, that's what it's on about. So, them games, and 2 controllers, for a £5, I thought, that ain't that bad actually. These backpacks are swapped over, but I thought, yeah, whatever. Bundle it all up, take £5, yeah, sound one. I think it was after £2 a fucking game on that bag of shit. So that was kind of, I think that was the last thing I picked up. But obviously earlier on, when I was sort of saying about when the field had sort of moved across, got a bit busier, etc. There's a couple of ladies there, you know, not old, not yeah, probably about mid-40s, I think. And she was a horse rider, I could tell, because my mother-in-law's a horse rider. You could just see a mile off. They've got fucking Range Rovers, this, that, and the other. And she pulled out like some contraption. When I asked her what it was, she goes, "Oh, that's a saddle stand." Oh, that was the other thing. Some guy was selling a canoe. I think he sold. Actually, he had a canoe, an inflatable canoe, and it sold. Because when I went back, it was deflated. I said, "Oh, what happened to the canoe?" He goes, "I've sold it." He had a fucking canoe, an inflatable canoe at the car boot. Get anything there. Anyway, as I do, I say the best to last, just for you guys. Right. So this one was there. I say, a bit of a horse rider. I think it was her and a mate. I don't know what. Might have been a mum, I don't know. Actually, it wasn't a mum. She wasn't old enough to be a mum. Lovely women, really nice to chat to. Just having a just chewing the fat again. I think she had some, you know, she weren't as mobile as she probably could have been. And said, "Oh, have you got the old games?" She said, "Yeah, we've got some PS2 games in there." And at this point, like I said, I'd got fucking next to nothing. I thought, bollocks to that. I'm not going anywhere. They're nice enough. One of them was chatting to me. I think there's only one of them that was unloading. So I'll just fucking chat to her till they find the games. I said, I thought to myself, I ain't going anywhere here. And digging through stuff, and I offered to have. I said, "Oh, do you want to give your hand?" And they were like a little bit like, not too sure. And then they found the games anyway. It's like a banana tray. And, she said, "Oh yeah, you can get them out." So I pulled this tray out. And what I fucking forgot, right? So I pulled the tray out. Behind it was like a Lego thing, and I thought my mate. But you'll see why I forgot about the Lego, and I went back, and I'll tell you the story in a minute. Anyway, so I pulled this tray out, looked through the tray, I was like, fucking gold, right? Bought the games, went to turn back again for the Lego, and some guy just fucking bought it for £4. It was like a Lego City set. I don't know anything about it. When I told my mate, when I got the hockey set, she was like, "Oh no, you're joking." I said, "Oh no, I'm sorry." I said, literally, I turned back round and the guy snagged it before me. So what what caught my attention and completely fucking blitzed my mind was the lady said, "Oh, there's a box of PlayStation 2 games." So I pulled this box out, and sure enough, there's PlayStation 2. But in the PlayStation 2, there were GameCube games. Alright. And as I was going through them, I was like, what the fuck? Really? Some alright, some nice, well, one fucking bouter, and some other quite nice games. So, she wanted £3 a game. When I asked her, "So how much your games? How much you pay PlayStation 2? £3 for fucking hell." That's a lot for the booter. So I've got 5. I've got 5 games. Like I said, would you take a tenner? She said, "Yeah." Right. What's the best? I don't know. Even if there is a best way of doing this, right? So, actually, I'll leave that one towards the last. I've got Sonic Heroes. All these are in fantastic condition, I must admit. Absolutely fucking. I've got that. It's platinum, admittedly. I didn't buy any PS2 games. Spyro Hero's Tale. Again, I'm pretty sure I got this one. But again, in absolutely fantastic condition. Seen this one, I was fucking made up. I'm having that. And bizarrely, right, the second, well, I'll show you the last one from this thing, and then the other disc I'll tell you a story about. So I've seen this one, Batman Rise of Shinzu, but having that fucker. I didn't even see this one initially, at first, and I was like, really? Fucking find of the day. Find of the day. Paper Mario, 1000 Year Doors. Now, obviously, I've got this because my mate Dunk, he sorted me out, but it is spank. And then the last one I got, I thought I'm having this anyway, I don't give a fuck, was the Game Boy Player. Again, it's even got the points right? So, when you take tennis, you're fine, yeah, right, great, 10 quid. So that's about that. Because you haven't got the Game Boy for this, have you? I said, oh yeah, I got it at home. I was like, oh god. I didn't do that to her, obviously. In my head I went, fucking hell. And she said, yeah, she said, I seen it in the back of the cupboard, I couldn't get to it, so I just thought I'd just leave it there. Oh no. But I've got a number. So I went back and seen her. I sort of said, when it quieted down a little bit, I said, I'll come back and see you. When it quieted down a bit, I said to her a lot about the Game Boy. And I said, oh, did you have any other games? She said, you know what, there could have been. She said, but I couldn't get to the back of the cupboard. I'm thinking. So I've got a number, but you know what? No, my luck, there'll be nothing. She said, oh, I've got this Game Boy. And I've checked online, I've checked on eBay, and it's going for fucking 500 quid. But there we go. That's all I can do, guys. That's the best I can muster today, unfortunately. All I could get was them, that, you know, Paper Mario and the box Nintendo. Fucking struggling. But yeah, go check out the competition. Because like I say, it's my way of saying thanks to you guys for putting up with this bullshit waffle, and I'm going to sink a few more beers because I'm fucking like a fucking chicken in an oven in here. Alright, take it easy, tube. See you in a bit.